The stories say when he came to his senses. When he came to, in other words, when he came to himself, here it is, when he returned to his senses. In other words, the dude was stone crazy to do what he did. To walk away from his daddy's house where all his blessings were. Now, maybe you don't get everything you want when you want to have it. Maybe you're not in charge like you want to be. But I'm going to tell you, you got it far better with God than you do without God. And even though we want to step away from God for a minute, we really don't want to be away from him. Because when life and hell catch up with you, you're going to be saying, Lord God, I want to come back home. Why leave in the first place? Think about it. Sin don't love nobody. Sin don't love nobody. Oh, but sin can make you think it's good and love you, don't it? Come on, go with me, go with me. You know that sin can look so good. Sin can make you think, come on, honey. I got something for you. I'm going to rock your world. I'm not lying. Had anybody in here, I know everybody had you some good sin? Huh? You know I ain't lying. You know what I'm talking about. You know God said don't do it, but dadgummit, woo, Jesus, it was good. But it's senseless. It don't make no sense. Because it only lasts for a little while. But we got to face the fact that hell is an eternity. What kind of sense is that? Look here, I ain't happy about telling you this. I don't care how old I get or you get. There is still a way the devil know what button to push. He know what the password is to get you. He know your password. You done locked some stuff up, thought about you ain't gonna never wind up doing that again. But the devil know how to get there to you. He know how to get you at a certain point that you weak again, and you gonna want to say maybe one last time for the good times. I'm telling you the truth, y'all. Some of y'all know. Just keep on living if you don't know what I'm talking about. He got the password to your account. But sin don't love nobody. Got to be straight about it. You see what happened to that boy? That's what's going to happen to us too. Jesus said this. Let's go to the story. A certain man, it was a true story. When he says certain, I mean it actually happened. He had two sons. Let's get this thing straight. He had two sons. All right, now, and the younger of them said to the father, he said to him, Father, give me the portion of the goods that falleth to me, that belong to me. In other words, the young one really don't have no right to ask for this. In the story, he said, I don't want to wait on the inheritance. I don't want to wait until you die. It was wrong. The inheritance doesn't come until the person dies. And furthermore, the man wasn't dead. Furthermore, the boy was the younger son. The blessing, first of all, got to go to the older son. Then what's left go to the younger son. The younger son say, figure out my portion. Because according to the law, the older son was supposed to get a double portion. Now, and this will explain to you why the father gets so hard with the older son. When the younger son come back, he get messed up with him. He said, wait a minute, I gave you twice as much. You got yours, and he got his one. So you got to understand, the older son is going to get something too. So what the father does, he divided it up among them. He listened to the younger boy. He didn't have to listen to that younger boy. Here's a lesson for you to understand too, that sometimes you got to let somebody who want to do something, let them go. You got to let them go on out there. They're going to be a fool. You got to let the fool be a fool. A fool got to find out he a fool for himself. Don't be trying to hold on to no fool. I'm trying to protect you. You can't protect no fool. Fool don't want no protection. Fool want what the fool want, so let the fool get what the fool gonna get. Now, this usually not a problem with men. Men will let a fool go on be a fool, even if it happens to be their child. But mama's gonna get in there and act a fool, so you can't let the fool be a fool. I wouldn't let my child go out there. How you going to do that? What kind of man are you? We ain't got no love for. You need to let the fool be the fool so the fool can know he a fool. Sometimes some fools get to be bigger fools till they turn out to be stone fools because they got mama that acting a fool and you don't correct them so that they get the fool out of them. Mamas be talking about, that's my baby. Yeah, well, your baby is a fool. Let the fool learn how not to be a fool. Come on, sister, some of y'all in this right now. You a prodigal, a boy going, child going, doing the wrong thing, and the dad say, let him go. And you say, no, I wouldn't let that happen. Well, as long as you house them and keep them going on with what they do, they're going to get deeper and deeper and deeper. Y'all hear me? Did that father say, no, I ain't giving you nothing? He could have done it. But he knew the best way sometimes to teach somebody is to let them experience for themselves what you've already experienced and what you're trying to keep them from. Now, that's hard. That's a hard way of life to let people find out for themselves. But sometimes you got to let folk go so they can find out they done wrong. But I'm trying to say to you, come on, y'all. Let's learn from the mistakes of others. Let's get some wisdom here. Let's not have to experience hell for ourselves to know that hell is hot. Come on, let's learn from others. Let's learn from this boy. He was a prodigal. Because all he asked for was a portion of the stuff. He didn't go out there and do everything. All he did was took the money. He wasn't messing up in everything else, but he took the money and he got that one thing that messed him up. That one thing, it don't take but one sin to pull you all the way down. Or you might not have murdered nobody. You might not have stabbed nobody. You might not have robbed nobody. But all it takes, the devil just need one little toe hold. He can get you, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch them by their toe, and he'll pull you in. He'll get you. Let's go on. See, this is about his selfish attitude. All he was thinking about himself. Do you know that when you do sin, you ain't thinking about nobody but yourself? He fixing to go do some sin. That's what we're going to do. And his father didn't owe him anything. I'm just saying these things to summarize it. He wanted his inheritance, and he was not willing to wait until the proper time. Sin makes us always insensitive of others. Have you ever thought about the sin that you do is insensitive to other folk around you? Because if you get caught in some of the stuff, it's going to hurt your loved ones too. What kind of consideration you got for the people you love that you're being prodigal and wasteful in? You know, you're going to go out here, you got with your buddies, y'all going to go out here, you're going to get smoking, you're going to do drinking and whatever. And, you know, but what if your mama find out about it? Or what if you wind up in jail? Don't you think your mama going to be hurt when you going through what you're going through? Don't you think your husband or your wife is going to experience some pain from what's going on? Huh? Come on, people, am I talking to you? Sin just doesn't hurt one person. The father is going to be hurt. The boy was insensitive to his father. He wasn't thinking about how it was going to affect his father. I'm leaving the house. The dad loved him. But when we commit sin, we only think about ourselves. Selfishness. The father just suffered the injustice and allowed him to go. We demand wrongly what we want from our Father in heaven. You know what God does? He lets us go. He didn't stop Eve from eating of that fruit. He didn't stop Adam from doing it. He just let him do. He said, look, you're going to find out some stuff. God lets us learn some stuff the hard way. My, haven't we learned our lesson? You know, it's better to lose this life and to hold on to your soul than it is to lose your soul and gain this world. Think about what I'm saying. It's better to lose all you got in this life and hold on to your soul than it is to lose your soul and gain everything in this world. Because this world ain't going to last that long. It is far better to let some stuff good go so that you can have eternity in righteousness with God than it is to have something good today and lose your eternity with God. Let me just keep going because we're going to talk the story. And not many days after the younger son gathered all together, he took his journey to a far country. Understand this, not many days. Anytime you're going to sin, sin wants to go real quick. You got to do something. You got to go down there to the Indian reservation. You want to go down there next weekend. You want to go as soon as you can. You sitting up here thinking about going down there now? Wait until that lottery thing come up. You fixing to go right on over there to Georgia Line, just the Georgia Line. You go into that little 7-Eleven right over there because you fixing to buy them tickets. You know you are. You going to a far country to go get them tickets. You going to a far country, going to the Indian reservation. Hey, well, you know one thing about it? Sin will find you out. There's some places we don't need to go because, you know, there are temptations for folk. I was telling the first service this morning that I had these little resorts where I can go off and go to any place I want to go in the United States. And my wife and I, we'd gone to Las Vegas once because her company had come over there. And then I just thought, try to find some place where I could take some of my friends, Minister Tangi, Brother Mike, Elder Hogan, Sister Shauna. We decided we were going to go to Las Vegas. We're just going to Las Vegas. You know, Las Vegas is a wild and crazy place. And we went to a far-off country. You know, we weren't in Birmingham. But one thing about it was, my wife, I stayed in the room because I'm an introvert. I want to stay in the room. Las Vegas ain't got nothing for me. I've been out there. I done seen the stuff. You know, it's too much juicy out there. So I couldn't go to some of them places. And so I stayed in my room. On this particular day, my wife and Elder Hogan and Minister Tangi and Brother Mike, they went to some place, I don't know what it was. It was a real nice place because my wife and Minister Tangi, as you know, they like decorating and stuff. So they going and looking at all the decoration. And while they're there, Elder Hogan and my wife, they walking together. I don't know where Shauna was at that point, but Shauna might have been somewhere else around. And then somebody called out, my wife and Elder Hogan standing, Elder Hogan! And Elder Hogan heard somebody call his name, and then now how does this look? Las Vegas, my wife, Elder Hogan. And Brother Mike and Minister Tangi, they heard Elder Hogan, and I understand they kind of tipped around the other. They gone to a far country, but better understand that catch up with you. But I was in my room, so just know. You know, it wasn't no problem. No problem. Just looking at the decoration and stuff, you know. But to a far off country, every one of us got a little prodigal stuff in us at all times. We do. A place where sin abounds. That's what Las Vegas was. And there are a lot of other places like that where sin abounds now. And let me tell you, the truth of the matter is, in this nation, this is where sin is abounding now. We're getting more and more as a nation of sin. We're not a nation. We're no longer a Christian nation. That has already been stated. We are becoming a nation of sin. We are modern day Babylon. And we are approaching the end of God's tolerance very rapidly. It's time to come home. If I were Noah, I'd be telling you, get on the boat because the rain's coming. God is not going to tolerate this affront to his authority much longer. It's time to come home. There's gambling, there's abortion. Look at what we do now. We gamble. It used to be a time that you couldn't gamble. Gamble was a negative thing. Now gambling is no problem. Abortion was a negative thing. Now abortion is no problem. It's the right of a woman for her own body if she wants to kill that baby. It's okay. Stop talking about it. Let's move beyond that point. Murder whoever you want to, as long as it's on the inside of you. Even though that baby can come out and that baby can live, we still gonna kill it. We already have been pulling babies out. Just last year, just a few months ago, they were talking about this guy who pulled the babies out, babies breathing, and he'd take a knife or he'd take scissors and just cut their spinal cord to kill them. But it's okay because it's an abortion. The right of a woman to choose to do what she wants to do with her body, it's not a problem. And some of us will vote for people who say abortion should be. It's okay. We're just a little prodigal there, but we have supported these things. We've supported gambling. We support fornication. On television, what do? That's all you see on TV. Ain't no good program unless somebody's sleeping with their husband, somebody else's husband over here, and we getting stories that everybody watching to find out who's sleeping with who. How long is it going to go on? Then we sit there and go, oh, God, she told him. Picking up the phone. Did you see what happened on so-and-so house? You see what happened in their house? That's on television. You do it. Talking about extravagant use of time, prodigal use of time. That's what it is. Homosexualism, I use that word, homosexualism. We're at that point right now. Now, what's wrong with two people, grown adults, loving whoever they want to love? What's wrong with it? God says it's an abomination. And let me tell you something. You adults better wake up and understand what you have allowed to happen. They are going after your children. They were going after the children a long time ago. When I was in high school, I remember I got a phone call at my house. I remember it very well. Mama, it was in the kitchen. And I won't tell you who it was because you know who he was, but he called me. And I answered the phone and I talked to him. And he said to me, I just wanted to know how you feel about men. What are you talking about? What do you mean I feel about men? I'm not lying. This happened to me. I'm in high school, about in the 10th grade. I was approached with a suggestion maybe to meet in his office after school. It's going on today, wide open. You think your children will say, no, they are turning folk out. And it's legal now. It's our world. And then prostitution, that's common now. You got prostitution going on when it ain't called a prostitute. You just need your bills paid, ain't that all? I mean, how the bill gonna get paid? I mean, wait a minute. I got bills to pay. Somebody got to help me with these bills. I mean, that's all he wants. That's all. There ain't no problem to me. And especially don't let them be older and married because you know you got you a gravy train. Ain't nobody going to treat you like I do. I'm going to respect you. I'm not going to cause no drama in your life. But by the way, you know what? Alabama Power and the gas company got to be taken care of. So can you get that to me right away? Got a little prodigal. I'm sorry. See, the boy didn't really realize how blessed he was. You need to understand something. You don't miss your water till the well run dry. You don't know how blessed you are by Almighty God, how much he has kept you all throughout your life for you to slap him in his face and say, I don't care nothing. I'm going to do this the way I want to do it. We need to straighten out. Let me keep going. Time's going on. The world going to teach this, boy. The world going to teach you. To move away from God is to move away from his goodness. Anytime you step away from God, you're moving away from his goodness. Foolishness follows the one who forgets the Lord God. Whenever you step away from God, foolishness is coming. Foolishness will find you. It don't take but a little bit, and then foolishness will latch hold of you, and you'll start doing something else foolish. It don't take but a little bit. That's all, y'all. Whew. I've been there, done that. I know. And there he wasted his substance on riotous living. Here's what this is. Substance is the same Greek word that means goods. When he said to his father, give me my goods, what he was talking about, he said, give me my substance, give me what belongs to me. And now you need to understand from the story, he wasted everything. Wasted, prodigal. He wasted. He was too extravagant. He spent it all. He used it all up. Everything his daddy gave him. He was a young boy. He wasn't smart enough to know how to handle his finances. And some of us today don't know how to handle our finances. That's the reason why we got to go to the check cashing places. That's the reason why we got to go to a title law. That's the reason why we got to go somewhere and take our check, our paycheck, in order to get bound up in this interest rate. Foolishness. That's why I'm praying for you when you give that you're going to be free of debt. Them check cashing places that are around us, that are negative, are bane to us right now, we need to not go there at all. I don't care how much you need money. You don't need the cake daddy either. Daddy cake, whatever his name is. You don't need no mama cake either. Because these sisters got that thing going on too. They will take care